Mr. Graham, can you please explain to us what life was like before being homeless?
Life before was normal, in my case above average. I was always a driven person. I was involved into, I took the route every normal kid took. I went to school, went off to college, went to the University of Georgia, which is where I met my wife. And I was into music. I had two main things that were a major part of me: music and entrepreneurship. Those things I was driven towards. So life before addiction and homelessness was pretty, like I say, average or above average, because I was driven. I had all these dreams of becoming a millionaire one day and a business owner. So I would say normal.
Was drugs or addiction something that you had been accustomed to seeing while growing up?
Not as much. Actually, I kind of, when I speak, I kind of laugh because I tell people that I had a pretty arrogant attitude towards homelessness and addiction. So to kind of knock on wood, I had to probably experience it myself. But I had seen people homeless and addicted.
But not necessarily something you had experienced maybe within your own family or that was necessarily near you?
No.
No. So what was it that maybe influenced you or caused you to go down the path of addiction or drugs or what have you?
Well, that was one of the things. I thought I was normal. I thought that I was even above average at times. But it appeared that I did have some stuff going on mentally that I wasn't aware of. I had some childhood traumas that I experienced, and I just kind of shucked it away and kept it away until I noticed that I was a person that was going out overboard. If I went out with my friends to drink, I was the one that got drunk. I had to do everything to the extreme. So once I started getting involved with drugs, I did it to the extreme, which it became an addiction. So at that point, I found out that it was some mental illness factors that played a part in my addiction.
Okay. What can you tell us about what being homeless was like?
There's not a week that goes by that I don't cry. When I think about the journey that I went through on the streets, those cold nights, those hungry nights, those hungry days, and just not being able to get off drugs, just literally trying to fight addiction without treatment. And there was days my prayers became, don't wake me up. Don't wake me up tomorrow. Lord, if you love me, just don't wake me up tomorrow. I'm tired of facing the day. And lo and behold, I would wake up the next day.
Now, how long were you on the streets?
I was on the streets about 5 years. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I started off on 4th Street down here. I got evicted from a place that I was living, and for non-payment of rent because of addiction. And I wandered down to 4th Street, and I was in and out of the drug houses, and they allowed me to sleep on the kitchen floor or in the living room because they knew I would go out and get money and come back to buy drugs. So they allowed me to stay there when I got tired. But eventually, Georgia State bought that property, and they tore down those apartments, and I walked up to the bridge and I laid down. My first night, I was like, well, tomorrow I'm going to get some help. I took a couple cushions off the sofa that were in the apartments and went up and laid them down under the bridge next to one of those columns. And like I said, my plans were tomorrow I'm going to get help. I can't do this. But the problem with that is that I woke up the next day and I said, that wasn't so bad. I didn't die. I didn't freeze. Nobody laughed at me. Nobody knew anything. So I decided that this wasn't so bad. So that would go on for the next few years, riding around, cleaning up for the different businesses on Auburn. In the Curry Market, I had people I would work for, wash the dishes. I would always do something for the money,
Now, can you tell us a little bit about maybe what organizations have helped you? I know that you are very active with
Yes.
with the people over at Hope Atlanta.
Yes.
Can you tell us what you are doing now to maybe influence the life of others who are experiencing homelessness?
Okay, yes. First, the organizations that helped me, I guess the city of Atlanta is awesome. And I say that because they had the resources there to help me when I needed it. And it was Hope Atlanta, Mercy Care, the Gateway Center, Making a Way Housing. All of them played a part at a particular part of my journey. You know, where when I first got off the street, it was Hope Atlanta, you know, and then I was like I said, I was going through the court system for Metro Day Recovery Center, which was probation, intensive probation. They had the program. They also connected me with Gateway, and then the case managers at Gateway then in turn connect me with Making a Way Housing. So all these organizations had a part in my journey and helping me to recover. You know, I had that, like I said, that spiritual awakening and that drive, and I was ready for it, which is always good when you have these services available. And what I'm doing today, in turn, I've formed Motivation Forward, which is a nonprofit organization that motivates people forward. And we use the store here as an outreach. We have free bottled water for the homeless. We have free socks. We have clothes. People drop off clothes. And we write referrals. We partner with other agencies to write referrals to help people move forward themselves. And so every chance I get, I will go and speak and share my story to give hope to those that are going through the same thing.
So you would say that this store that you have here is more than just a new means of income for you. It's a way of giving back as well.
It's a way of giving back. Some people have called this store church. People say it's a certain feeling, a vibe about this store. One quick story. We were in another location, down a few doors. No electrical lights or anything, just a plastic sign. And a lady wandered into the store in a nightgown. She had relapsed and been on the streets for about a year. But she said she was walking down the sidewalk, our sign kept lighting up, and there was no power behind that sign. She said she kept seeing the sign light up. So she came into the store. We closed the store, and my wife and I, Tanya, we took her to the Cab Crisis Center, and from that point on, she was able to move forward. She's clean today, and she's a mental health counselor now.